There was a road, a long, dusty road that stretched beyond the edge of the village. Everyone who walked it never came back the same. Some returned richer, some wiser, some never returned at all. And there was a young man named Arjun who stood at the beginning of that road every single day, but never took a single step. Arjun was 24 years old. He lived in a small house with his mother. They had little money, little food, little hope. But Arjun had something else. Dreams. He wanted to become someone, do something, build something with his hands, his mind, his life. But every morning, when he looked at that road, the one that could lead him to the city, to opportunity, to change, his chest would tighten, his legs would freeze, his mind would flood with questions. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if I go and nothing changes? So he stayed. Day after day, month after month. He stayed in the same house, the same routine, the same fear. And slowly, his dreams started to die. Not loudly, not dramatically, just quietly, like a candle burning out in an empty room. One evening, Arjun sat outside his house, staring at the road again. The sun was setting, the sky was red and orange like it was on fire. And in that moment, something broke inside him. He whispered to himself, "I'm 24, and I've done nothing. I've become nothing. I'm afraid of a road." His mother came outside. She was old now. Her hands were rough from years of hard work. She sat beside him, silent, watching the same road. Then she said something that cut through him like a knife. "Arjun, do you know why that road scares you?" He didn't answer. She continued, "Because you think the road will hurt you, but the truth is, you're already hurting. You're dying right here. Every day you stay, a part of you disappears." Her voice cracked. "The road won't kill you, son. Fear will." Arjun felt tears in his eyes, because she was right. He wasn't living. He was just existing, breathing, waiting for courage that never came. That night, he couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about the road, about the people who walked it, about the person he could become if only he took the first step. The next morning, before the sun rose, Arjun stood at the edge of that road again. But this time, something was different. He wasn't looking at the entire road. He wasn't thinking about the city, the outcome, the future. He was just looking at the first step. One step. That's all. And in his hand, he held a small stone, something he picked up from the ground. He didn't know why, but it felt important. He whispered to the stone, "If I take this with me, I'll remember. I'll remember that I chose to walk." And then he stepped forward. One foot, then the other. The road didn't change. The sky didn't open. No one cheered. But something inside him shifted. He kept walking, and with every step, the fear didn't disappear, but it became smaller, because he realized something powerful. Fear doesn't go away when you're ready. It goes away when you move. Hours passed. His feet hurt. His body was tired. But his mind felt lighter than it had in years, because for the first time, he wasn't running from fear. He was walking through it. By the time the sun was high in the sky, Arjun had walked farther than he ever had before. He stopped, looked back. His village was far behind him now, just a small dot in the distance. And he realized, "I've been afraid of this road my whole life, but I was never afraid of the road. I was afraid of leaving behind the person I used to be, the lazy one, the scared one, the one who waited for life to happen." But that person wasn't walking anymore. A new person was. Someone who chose action over comfort. Someone who chose growth over safety. Someone who understood a truth most people never learn. You don't find yourself by thinking. You find yourself by walking. When Arjun reached the city 3 days later, he had no money, no contacts, no plan. But he had something more valuable. He had proof. Proof that he could do hard things. Proof that fear was just a feeling, not a cage. Proof that the person he wanted to become was already inside him. He just had to walk toward it. Arjun didn't become rich overnight. He didn't become famous. But he became free. Free from the prison of his own mind. He worked, he struggled, he failed, he got up, he tried again. And years later, when people asked him, "How did you do it? How did you change your life?" he would smile and say, "I stopped waiting for the fear to go away. I started walking even when my hands were shaking." Because here's the truth most of us forget. The road you fear the most is often the road that will save your life. Not because it's easy, but because it forces you to become someone stronger, the person you were meant to be. Right now, there's a road in front of you. Maybe it's a career change, a hard conversation, a new beginning, an old habit you need to break. And you're standing there, waiting for confidence, waiting for the right time, waiting for fear to disappear. But let me tell you something. The road doesn't get easier. You get braver. And that first step, that terrifying, shaky, uncertain first step, that's not weakness. That's courage. So take it. Not tomorrow, not when you're ready, now. Because the person you're meant to become is waiting on the other side. If this story touched something inside you, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more stories that remind you who you really are.